Here, welcome to my channel. This is Teams Top Notch Academy. So today we're looking at differentiation. Last time I explained the general method of differentiation, but now we're going to go into detail with this first principle of differentiation. So the first principle of differentiation is when you see something like this, changing y over changing x. Ordinarily, we used to see the y over what the s. So this is just normal method of differentiation. So this shows that it's first principle, though in the division method we also apply something like this. So I'm going to show you how you're going to solve. Let's say you are given a particular question and they ask to use the first principle of differentiation to solve it. So using first principle of differentiation to solve that particular question doesn't really mean that other methods cannot work with it. So you can still use other methods to work or to solve that particular question. So what I mean here is, let's say we're given y is equals to 2x. So when you are solving y equals to 2x using the general method I mean here is y equals to as raised power what? N minus 1. So when you're using this method to solve, you know here a is 2, then s remains s, then the power here is 1, because any number standing on this one has a power of 1, so minus 1. So if you're using this method to solve, you're going to have y is equals to what? 2x raised power what? 1 minus 1, which is going to give us 2s raised power 0. And in indices, they say any number raised to power 0 is equals to 1. So that means s now is equals to what? 1. Then 2 multiplied by 1, you're going to have what? 2 as the answer to this problem. So this is the differential form of it. When it has been differentiated, you're going to get 2 as the answer. So let's look at this now. Let's solve with this first principle and know whether if we're going to still arrive at 2. Okay. We're given this, differentiate y equals to what? 2x using first principle. So this is the equation. So now what we'll do is we can now see solution. We're given y is equals to 2x. Now we're going to do assumption. You can say let y equals to y plus change in y. That's the method. Then whenever you see x, you can also say let x equals to x plus what? Change in x. So then what do we do now? We can now substitute. So if we substitute now, we are going to have y, you substitute as y plus change in y is equals to 2, then bracket. You understand what I'm doing? Then x plus change in x should replace x. So in this case now, we can solve by expanding the bracket, which will give us y plus change in y is equals to 2x plus 2 change in x. Okay, so our interest here is to get the differential form of this equation, which is change in y over what? Change in what? X. This is what we are going to get at the end of this, and whatever answer it gives us is the answer, which is what we're looking for. So Now, looking at this now, you have arrived at this particular point. So what do? Make change in y the subject of the formula. Taking y to the other side, you have change in y is equals to 2x plus 2 change in x minus what? Y. So when you reach this point, there's something you need to do for me. You should recall that y equals to 2x because that is what that was given as the equation. So you cannot recall y equals to what? 2x. So why are we bringing this back? We're already seeing y here. So everything should align. So we're having here now as change in y is equals to 2x plus 2 change in what? X minus. You're seeing the negative sign here. Then substitute the value of y as what? 2x. So if you reach this point now, you can now know that this can go against this. To have change in y is equals to what? 2 change in what? X. So we are to make 2 the subject by dividing by what? Change in x divided by change in x. So this can go against this. It now implies now that change in y over change in x is equals to what? 2. That's the answer. And that's what we got when we use the general method to solve it. So this is how to apply um, first principle of differentiation. Please just try and check other videos on how to solve differentiation so you get to know more on how to solve. So I'm going to solve other questions